The earliest I can remember being evicted was the age of 3. Since then, the cycle has continued for our family. Every few years we'd be stable, then evicted again. And shortly, just recently, it became to the point where we didn't have a home at all. We just were staying with friends, trying to figure out what we were going to do for the next day. I've seen this kind of cycle break a lot of people's resolve, but it didn't break mine. I distinctly remember a time in high school. I remember because it was around the time of the ACTs, and I was just wondering where I was going to get that $26 to pay for that test. And I remember one day my sister and I were leaving basketball practice, and our coach called us into his office. And, we're sitting here racking our brains. Gosh, what did we do? We have a game tomorrow. I hope we get to play. I hope this all goes well. And coach came in, and you could tell by the look on his face that something was wrong. And he sat us down and he explained to us that my mother had called and told him that we were again evicted and that we needed to get home quickly. And I just remember sitting back, and I couldn't really control the tears, thinking to myself, not again. We rushed home to see all of our belongings in black trash bags, all along the floor, scattered. They had been rummaged through. And just looking at my family and seeing them try to pick up the broken pieces of our home. Shortly after that, my mother and my brother moved to Louisiana for a fresh start. And I made the decision to stay in Denver, Colorado, and take care of myself so that I could finish my studies in the International Baccalaureate program at George Washington High School in South Denver. I developed a stronger motivation for succeeding. And staying in Denver actually turned out to be one of the best decisions for me. I graduated at the top of my class. I continued to be involved in community service activities. I became team captain of my basketball team and also of my track team. And I was also the vice president of an organization that was started in order to retain the African American population of students in the International Baccalaureate program. Myself and other of my peers noticed that there was a 67% dropout rate amongst African Americans in the International Baccalaureate program at our school specifically. And naturally, this wasn't okay for me because that's a part of my academic challenges, and it was really important to me to make sure that we could do something about this. With our efforts, we were able to see a 17% retention rate in the amount of African American students that remained in the International Baccalaureate program, and that number is still growing today. But what people didn't really see was that amongst all of this and all of my accomplishments, I was really going through a lot at home. Like when the Greenhouse Scholars wanted to send me my acceptance packet, and I didn't have an address for them to send it to, so they were so kind, they actually sent it to my high school. So I was really encouraged by the fact that they were able to work with me. It's sometimes hard for me to talk about all of these things because I never made excuses for myself. I don't take excuses from other people, so why would I have the audacity to make excuses for myself? I couldn't decide not to study because of what was going on at home. And the biggest lesson that I have learned here being a Greenhouse Scholar is that getting support and financial support is not necessarily the same as getting a handout. I currently attend Georgia Institute of Technology as a third-year biomedical engineering student, expense-free. I am truly a person to show you that your circumstances do not define your abilities. The two people that have taught me the most at my Greenhouse are my Greenhouse Scholar mentors, both Val and Bud Peterson. They're people like all of you here tonight, people who want to support a scholar like myself who has a motivation to succeed. Bud is the president of Georgia Tech. He and his wife Val have been devoted to students in foster care and have fostered 9 children. Val even started a scholarship for students who age out of foster care. I really couldn't believe it when Greenhouse told me that they would be my mentors, and I was actually kind of nervous to meet them, but it has been one of the greatest experiences. Greenhouse has really opened my eyes and allowed me to get a lot of other possibilities and see all these different things of the world that I never imagined that I'd be able to see. I've also been able to use the professional directory that we have to be in contact with doctors in the ER at the Denver Health, and this is important to me because I have the passion to become a surgeon. This doctor from the ER at the Denver Health has actually given myself and other scholars the opportunity to shadow him and also work with him through internships. So that's just one of the ways that Greenhouse has been so beneficial to us all. Many of the people who have helped me through Greenhouse Scholars are unaware of my at-home life and have done simple acts of kindness without even knowing how much they have truly helped me. There are so many things I'm eager to do. I'm not held back by my background, but I am empowered by it. Greenhouse Scholars has given me this confidence, and I expect to pay it back and give to others. I know my career as a surgeon will allow me to make an impact, not only on the individual's life, but on the lives of people and their family and their friends. And while my career will help my family gain stability in their lives, equally important to me is that I inspire people from my backgrounds and live a testimony of showing them that you can also make it. Greenhouse Scholars has asked me to talk to you all about what makes a relentless individual. Relentlessness is never quitting, never giving up on your attempts to reach your goals. A relentless person must be of good character. They must be strong and have the ability to withstand all kinds of circumstances. They must understand that the ways of this world are subject to change, but they must also remember that they must remain focused and consistent in their pursuits. I stand before you today as an example of those very principles. I know I am fortunate. I'm not supposed to be here, but I am. I am grateful for the support that I've gotten from my mentors and from the rest of the Greenhouse Scholars family. And on behalf of all of the scholars, I would like to say my sincerest and deepest thank you to all of you and for all of your support.